Hello, welcome to Jason the Old Millennial. My name is Jason, speaking to you here in my basement in the great state of Kansas. And in this video, I'm continuing my list of top 100 favorite albums. I am now to number 48 on my list. And number 48 on my list is an album called Alpocalypse by Weird Al Yankovic. Came out in 2011. It's Weird Al's 13th studio album. Of course, Alpocalypse, kind of like Apocalypse, but put an Al in there. One of his last albums that he's made. It's the second album I put on my list of top 100 favorite albums. Weird Al Yankovic, he's definitely I don't know if everybody likes Weird Al. I mean, he's got a pretty good fan base. He's obviously more of a comedy singer. His songs are comedic. So, I don't know, he's not put in the same category as most artists, more serious artists. But I'm still a big fan of Weird Al. I've been a big fan since I was a kid. Anyway, so I still can, a lot of people aren't going to put his albums on their top 100 favorite albums. He's not going to make any lists just because I think he's more put in the comedy category, I guess. And so they probably doesn't make any lists because he's just different. And so they put him in different lists altogether. I put him on my top 100 album list because I do enjoy his albums some, and I really love a lot of his great songs. Like I said, the last album I had, Straight Out of Linwood, I believe it was, had some of my favorites like White and Nerdy, which was a huge hit. This album doesn't have, maybe the songs are as big of hits that he's had in other albums, but still, of course, solid, full of comedy, parody songs. Of course, he's known for his parodies, taking really popular songs off the radio and changing the wording around. Really good job at that. Also, he also has some original songs that are somewhat inspired by other songs that are also very funny. And this album, as a whole, I only have two Weird Al albums, though. Mostly because most Weird Al albums, there's usually like 2 or 3 really, really good songs. Really funny classic songs that I absolutely love. And then there's usually 2 or 3 really terrible songs. And then there's a bunch of just okay songs, I guess, on a lot of Weird Al albums. He doesn't really put together a lot of albums that just have solid songs all the way through. A lot of filler songs and so forth. Which is weird because seems like it takes 5-6 years in between albums. In fact, I think it's been quite a while since his last album, so I don't know if he's making another album anytime soon. But I'll welcome any album from Weird Al. I saw him in concert long ago, back in like 2008, maybe 2000, somewhere in there. Saw him live, great concert, absolutely loved it. Would love to see him again. I'm sure he's touring again and all that. And this was a pretty successful album, though, for him. Like I said, I like his album because I think there's some really good songs on here. And there's a couple of, like, not very good songs. But for the most part, even the weaker songs are still very enjoyable. So it's a pretty enjoyable listen to all the way through. None of his singles really chart, but I think that's just because in today's age, Weird Al songs don't really chart anymore. It's really hard to get them to chart just because they're, like I said, more gimmicky type songs. But he put out, looks like 5 singles that kind of came out with this album. Whatever You Like, Craigslist, Skipper Dan, Ringtone, and Perform This Way were kind of the ones that were out there. I think Perform This Way, Whatever You Like, probably were the ones that maybe you heard most off the album that are played quite a bit. Maybe Party in the CIA and TMZ might have been out there, but I think Perform This Way definitely was one they were trying to hit because they were trying to hit off of the Lady Gaga was very popular at the time, so definitely trying to hit off of her song on that one. But none of them really charted. But overall, it peaked at number 9 on the Billboard 200, so top 10 album. So still got a huge fan base, I think, that buys his albums every time they come out. So still does pretty highly successful. In fact, this was the highest charting album to date for Weird Al, is Alpocalypse. And it was nominated for a Grammy for Best Comedy Album. I know he's won like tons. It seems like he wins them all the time. And he gets nominated probably every time he puts out an album. but it seems like a point. It's like we need to give other people a chance, probably, so they give the comedy album to others because nobody's on the same level as Weird Al, I think, as far as parody songs and comedy originals, song wise, that is. So he's just in a whole nother level, Weird Al. Anyway, so yeah, I think this definitely, I don't know if you like some Weird Al stuff, definitely recommend this one. Is my favorite Weird Al album overall. Like I said, there's other albums like Running with Scissors, has some good songs in it. Poodle Hat, some good stuff there. I'm just thinking on top of my head. There's some good stuff like that. It's not all the songs are great, but there's some really good classic ones in there that I highly recommend. But they didn't quite make my list of top 100. Anyway, so, but definitely check out this one if you like Weird Al at all. Great album, Alpocalypse, very enjoyable all the way through. Number 40 on my list. And I'll go to my top 3 favorite songs on here. Before that, I'll say some songs that didn't make it to my top 3, but I think are very, very enjoyable songs. My honorable mention, TMZ, which is a parody off of a Taylor Swift song, You Belong to Me, talking about, the paparazzi, taking pictures and stuff like that. Very funny song, got the catchiness of that Taylor Swift song. A really great original off here is If That Isn't Love, is an original song of his, which he kind of goes through like all these things he does for his, girlfriend to show his love, but they're not really good things, and it's very funny, the different things that he does that he thinks he's showing his love, but he's really not doing a good job. Then the other one I'm going to mention is Party in the CIA, which is a parody of A Party in the USA from... now I'm forgetting her name. I didn't write down her name. But you know who I'm talking about. Hannah Montana, whatever. Cyrus. I know, it's Billy Ray Cyrus' daughter. I don't know why I think of Billy Ray Cyrus, but you know what I'm talking about. Party in CIA, again, Party in the USA, very catchy song. And this is talking about being in the CIA and different stuff. Clever lyrics in there, not the funniest, but definitely catchy and clever, but didn't quite make it to my top 3. So number 3, I'm going with a song, interesting song called Skipper Dan. From what I researched, it says the song is supposed to be in the style of Weezer. I don't know Weezer really, so I can't really talk about, made me think of Weezer. I don't know really anything about Weezer. I've heard of them. But Skipper Dan is maybe the funniest song, but yet lyrically, I really love this song and the whole idea behind the song. And the whole idea behind the song Skipper Dan is this guy who he works at Disney World's Jungle Cruise, which I've never been, but I've just heard about the Jungle Cruise. There's a skipper. There's a person who, as you go through this this ride where you're on the water and you're going through and there's different animatronics and waterfalls and stuff, and the skipper or whatever who's in charge, he's he or she is kind of narrating and talking like a tour guide, talking about like all the stuff they're seeing, but they throw in a lot of corny jokes in there, and so it's kind of a fun ride, a family ride where you hear a lot of corny jokes, and you just get to sit on the water, I guess, and see all the stuff. It's been around forever in Disney World or whatever. Anyway, so this guy, he's Skipper Dan. He's a skipper on this ride. But it begins by talking about, it kind of tells a story, which I like about the song, which is like he's this really aspiring actor who's gone to Juilliard, and everybody calls him the next Olivier. He does a lot of plays, and he gets the main part every time. And he's growing up. Everybody's telling him that he's so good of an actor, and that he's got these aspirations. He's gonna be a big movie star or be on Broadway. But instead, he's Skipper Dan because Disney World, they hire all these actors to play these parts, of course, in the amusement park, and so they're actors that probably inspired to be something more than just a amusement park actor. But so I think that's the idea behind it. It's like, here's a guy who's striving to be, this next great, actor, but for every reason isn't getting the parts that he needs, and so has to settle for this Skipper Dan job. Anyway, so I don't know. I love the whole story idea of that because it's probably true. There's probably some truth in that. That inspiring actors have to settle for lesser jobs like that. Anyways, but they all need jobs, and Disney World and music parks all need actors, so it all works out. Just not the top level. And it's got a pretty good, catchy chorus to it. I think I highly recommend if you haven't heard the Skipper Dan. It's not one of his more well-known songs, but one that I've grown to really enjoy. Anyway, so that's number 3. Number 2 is Whatever You Like, which is a parody of a song of a rapper called T.I. And it's exact same title as the T.I. song. The T.I. song is also called Whatever You Like. Only the T.I. version, who's a rapper, I'm not real familiar with rappers, but I remember this being a hit song, though, back in the day. And it's not really much of a rap song, but the song is mostly about this guy kind of telling his girlfriend, but it comes from a perspective of like a guy who has a lot of money and is telling his girlfriend, whatever you like, I can buy it. Kind of proving, how great he is, I guess, that he has a lot of money. And he loves his girlfriend, and so he's going to buy her whatever she wants, and kind of impress her and all that. But in this version, Weird Al, Whatever You Like, it's actually the kind of guy who's poor, doesn't have a lot of money, but he's still singing to his girlfriend, yeah, you can have whatever you like, but the things that, he's trying to impress her with is, we can go to Walmart and you can buy whatever you like, which isn't the most glamorous, place to go buy stuff. We can buy pizza and you can pick any topping you like. And he kind of goes around like, we can go to White Castle, which I think White Castle is known for being kind of cheaper, fast food restaurant. So we can take the bus and go wherever you like because we don't have enough money for gas, but we can go on the bus. Anyways, it's stuff like that. It's pretty funny, and it's like the original. It's got a nice catchiness to it. Weird Al does an amazing job parodying the song, I think, and very enjoyable song. Whatever You Like, number 2. Then number 1 is a song called Another Tattoo. One of my favorite Weird Al songs. Underrated song maybe because I don't think it's talked about as much. I don't know if I don't remember if he sang it at his concert. I don't think it's one like, he has so many big hits though. It's hard to get everything in, but it's not a song that you think of Weird Al for. It's Another Tattoo. But it is one of the funniest songs. Great vocals, great lyrics, really catchy song. And this is a parody of a song called Nothing on You by B.O.B. and Bruno Mars. And it's kind of, I remember the song coming out. It was a big song, Nothing on You, because there was kind of this trend where and B.O.B. was like a rapper. Of course, Bruno Mars is like a pop singer, R&B singer. And so a lot of times they would take these rappers, they would rap out the verses, but then when we got to the chorus, they would have a good singer actually sing like this really nice, beautiful, catchy chorus that would really hook you into the song. And so it'd go from rap to like pop to rap anyways. And a lot of people did this, like Eminem, I know, had a song like this. And a number of other, Jay-Z and had a song, New York, that's like this. There's a number of rap artists that had these type of songs. It was kind of a popular trend at the time, I think, anyways. And it's, like I said, the original, like, I love the chorus of, she got nothing on you, baby, nothing on you. But this is another tattoo, baby, another. Anyways, and it goes through, this guy has all these tattoos, and he's explaining the tattoos, and, has all his ex-wives on his chest, and when he goes into job interviews, he thinks they're so impressed, which they're not, of course. And people back away when they see him coming around because he's just covered. If you see someone covered with tattoos, you're kind of like something's weird about that guy. So it's kind of describing I don't have any tattoos, but I think he's kind of describing the lifestyle of someone who's obsessed with tattoos and talking about, there's another spot here on my neck for another tattoo or whatever. And he still has some empty spots. He can fit more tattoos, but he's talking about all the tattoos he already has, which he has a bunch of weird ones, like Boba Fett playing a saxophone or something like that, or playing clarinet, and all these, obscure tattoos. Anyways, but absolutely hilarious going through all these tattoos and how it affects the people around him, and also extremely catchy song and great vocals from Weird Al. Does another great parody off the song. Anyways, that's my favorite song with the album. So definitely check out those three, if nothing else, and check out this album if you like Weird Al at all. This Alpocalypse at number 48 on my list, and so that's it for this time on my top 100 favorite albums. And so just thank you for watching this video and for liking it. Thank you to all subscribers for supporting the channel. I really appreciate you all. Have a good day.